Both Bayern and Chelsea make it through to the quarterfinal stage. Hey guys, Fletch here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another Fletch Talks video. You know the drill by now. This is where I talk about a trending topic or a topic of interest within the world of football. Bring it to the forefront. Bring it to this video where I talk about it, discuss it, and maybe even we bring a little debate into our lives. And today's video is going to be centering around the Champions League results of last night. We are continuing on with the Champions League because the round of 16 stage is done. It's done, it's dusted, completed, whatever you want to call it. We now know the 8 teams that will be in Friday's quarterfinal draw, with Porto, Borussia Dortmund, PSG, Liverpool, Manchester City, Real Madrid all going through from yesterday to last week. And now, along with them, we now know that going through with them after last night will be both Bayern Munich and Chelsea. They will be joining them. And really, any combination of them teams in Friday's draw for the next round of the competition is going to be very intriguing, as they are all seemingly mouth-watering encounters. And I personally cannot wait for that Champions League draw to take place tomorrow. But we will have to wait for that to happen. We'll have to wait and see who draws who tomorrow afternoon. For now though, a quick reminder to please like the video and subscribe if you're new. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. But for now, let's get back to talking about football. Let's get back to talking about Champions League football. Then let's talk about last night's results of the last part of the round of 16 stage of this competition that saw both Bayern and Chelsea qualify for the final 8, beginning with the holders of this competition, Bayern Munich, beating Italian side Lazio. Yes, and for Bayern, Robert Lewandowski once again back on the score sheet as Bayern ran out 2-1 winners against Lazio last night, with the scoreline on aggregate being 6-2 to the Germans. Lewandowski scored in the first half before Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting added to Bayern's goal tally. Lazio did manage to grab a late consolation goal, but that's all it proved to be, a late consolation and nothing more. For Bayern, they pretty much got the job done in the first leg, didn't they? I think I mentioned it in the preview show that they got the job done in the first leg pretty much thanks to that 4-1 away victory. And it just seemed like a formality of seeing the second leg out and sailing on through to the quarterfinals, which obviously they achieved. It wasn't exactly the massacre or the absolute mauling on the night anyway that I imagined and thought it would be. And I think that fair play to Lazio, there's absolutely no shame in being knocked out by what is arguably one of the best or the best team in Europe right now. It was always going to be a tough battle for them when the draw was made, and nobody really fancied them to pull off any kind of upset with this game, in all due respect. But Bayern got the job done, and I'm sure that they'll be a feared opponent for whoever gets them in the next round. Can Bayern go on to retain their Champions League crown? It looks very possible, doesn't it? As I mentioned, they've got one of the best squads in world and European football right now. Their attacking force is simply phenomenal. And they are just ruthless, of course. They are just absolutely ruthless. They've still got to be wary, I think, of the likes of PSG, who will be out for revenge after what Bayern did to them in the final last season. And of course, is Manchester City, both teams of which will be hungry for their first taste of Champions League success for the first time, of course. But Bayern have the experience, they have the quality to add yet another Champions League trophy to their collection and remain kings of Europe for at least another season. And finally, we come to Chelsea, who put in a top quality performance last night to beat Atletico Madrid 2-0 on the night and 3-0 on aggregate. Hakim Ziyech scored in the first half, and Chelsea held on to their lead until the dying embers of the game, where they added insult to injury for Atletico by doubling their lead on the night late on and scoring their third goal on aggregate through substitute Emerson. It proved to be a difficult night for Atletico, and full credit to Chelsea for making it so, but Atletico really didn't help themselves when Stefan Savic was sent off for elbowing Antonio Rudiger late on in the game when it was an Atletico corner. So they didn't really help themselves, but Chelsea made it through. Chelsea were excellent on the night, proved to be a very difficult opponent, tried to play Atletico at their own game and succeeded in doing so. It's a big result this for Chelsea, a big victory for the Blues overall. These two legs have clearly displayed Thomas Tuchel's skills as a manager and his attention to detail. And of course, he's got these players playing very differently and in a better way than how they were playing a few months ago under their former manager, Frank Lampard, with a more solid and disciplined defensive structure. It's entirely possible that should they sort out their attack and get them players, the likes of Timo Werner, Hakim Ziyech, Christian Pulisic and Olivier Giroud, etc., all on the same wavelength and all firing all cylinders, there could potentially be dark horses for this particular competition and for winning this particular competition. Of course, they are ranked as more outsiders, I guess you'd say. They have a bit more of a long shot than some of the more favourable teams to go on and win this competition. But who knows, maybe a favourable draw in the next round could make them go further than what many people were expecting. They are still going to be tough opponents. I would put money on Chelsea making it tough for anybody who comes up against them in the next round. They're going to definitely be tricky opponents. But as far as winning the competition, still ranked outsiders, but a favourable draw. And who knows, they will at least probably get to the semi-finals depending on who they get. But for now, Chelsea can enjoy this performance. They can look back at this performance and be proud of what they've achieved across both legs and look forward to tomorrow's quarter-final draw. But as I always say, these are just the thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, reviews, whatever you want to call it, of this guy. I want to know what you guys think. What do you think of both Chelsea and Bayern Munich going through to the quarter-final stages of this round of competition? What do you make of both Lazio and Atletico being knocked out of this competition? What do you make of the games last night? What do you make of the quarter-final draw that will be tomorrow? What do you make of the competition so far? Who would you like to see drawn against who in tomorrow's draw? That would be very interesting, won't it? And who do you think will go on to win this competition? Who do you think will go on to win it this season? I'd love to know your thoughts, your comments, opinions, predictions, whatever you want to call it, down in the comment section below. I'm sure they'll all make for interesting reading. I'll be back tomorrow with a video that's going to be looking back at the round of 16 in the Europa League. The likes of Arsenal, Rangers, Manchester United and Tottenham will all be featured in that one, of course, as the round of 16 stage for the Europa League comes to an end tonight. So I'll be back to review that one. I'll also be putting out a video with the the final 8 draw for the quarter-final stage of the Champions League. I'll also be looking back at the draw and seeing who draws who. So that'll be interesting to watch as well. Otherwise, hit that like button on the way if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new or want to see more content like this. Both things will be greatly appreciated as always. And as always, thank you all so much for watching and listening. I've been Fletch. This has been another Fletch Talks video. And I will see you and speak with you all again soon in another video.